Hey everyone, today we are going to talk about DeepSeek, Chinese AI model that shook up the tech world recently. And if you want to know why everyone is so freaked out by this model and what does it mean for tech industry in the long run, then keep watching. We will start with their latest reasoning model R1, and then we will take a look why other DeepSeek models V2 and V3 are so groundbreaking. There is gonna be a little bit more of the technical details here, but don't worry, I will try to keep it simple. So let's get started. So what is R1? R1 is a reasoning model. Instead of just guessing an answer, it walks us through the logic step by step. This helps with complex tasks like coding, math problems, and basically any complicated task that requires detailed problem solving, where you want model to think more carefully instead of just spitting out a quick reply. So why is it such a big deal? Before R1, we only had one reasoning model in the AI market, and it was the model from OpenAI called O1. And it seems that only OpenAI has a secret sauce for doing this deep reasoning. But DeepSeek proves that's not true. They figured it out too. And what's the most important, DeepSeek shared the weight for their models. Weights are files that you need for model to run, so everyone can download these files and run the model if they have enough resources for that. That's different for many other advanced models, such as models from OpenAI and Anthropic, where you cannot just download them, you need to pay for the access. Now let's talk about DeepSeek's earlier models, V2 and V3, because they introduced big innovations that set the stage for R1 to be possible. And the first important innovation is DeepSeek MOE, or Mixture of Experts. So what does it mean? Older AI models usually light up the entire model when answering your questions, and it requires a huge amount of resources. And the Mixture of Experts approach splits the model in smaller parts, experts that specialize in a certain topic. And when you ask the question, only experts that are needed will be activated. That saves time and money. Yeah, there were other models that used this approach, and while it worked really quick for the inference, means answering the questions, it could be very slow to train the model. But DeepSeek figured out how to make it fast in both cases. And another innovation DeepSeek introduced is multi-head latent attention. So what does it mean? AI model needs to store a lot of information, keys and values for every question you ask, and it can take a lot of memory. And MLA approach compresses these keys and values and cutting down the memory that requires to run the model. And less memory means less expensive GPUs needed, so this reduces the cost of running the model dramatically. And now let's move on to the DeepSeek V3. And what's special about this model is that DeepSeek says they spent only $6 million on final training of this model. Even though for people who are not involved into AI industry, 6 million may sound a lot, but compared to the amount of money that OpenAI and other companies spending on training their AI models, it is incredibly low. So how did they manage to reduce costs so much? First, they improved the load balancing. With this Mixture of Experts architecture, the most challenging part was to make these experts properly communicate during the training, and they solved this problem. They figured out a way to direct the right tokens to the right experts quicker. And another revolutionary thing is multi-token prediction. It means that model can learn from several tokens during training, and it can do more learning during each training step. But the important note on these 6 millions, it doesn't include research, data collection, and earlier experiments. Still, it proves that training of AI models does not require a bottomless budget. I also need to mention a distillation technique. This means that AI model learns from other models. So the first model, a teacher, answers the question of a second model, a student. For example, you might feed the answers from ChatGPT 4 into your own model to learn from it. And this is kind of a shortcut. Instead of doing everything from scratch, you piggyback on the teacher's model's knowledge. But what's important, it can break the term of use for some models if you're not supposed to collect data like this. But this is something that is very hard to detect or prevent. You can use this technique even if you just have an API of the model, and that's quite a common way to boost the model's performance. So, did DeepSeek do that? Well, we don't know for sure, but many people suspect it. So, why everyone is so freaked out by the new DeepSeek model? First, R1 model proves that the advanced reasoning AI is not exclusive for the US companies. And second, DeepSeek proves that China is capable of top-tier AI innovation, challenging the assumption that US market is far ahead. And third, low training costs. 6 million for a near GPT-4 level model? That's far less than people believed possible, and it can change the way we think about the budgeting AI apps. And the last but not least, open weights. Making the model's weight publicly available is a bold move that contrasts with the American lab's more secretive approach, and it could trigger a new wave of AI innovations. So you might be wondering if DeepSeek is the reason why stocks of many tech companies are down right now. Yes, in the short term, market can be spooked by these big surprises, like finding out that China can build such advanced models like R1. But in the long run, the achievements of DeepSeek can be a huge win for major tech companies. Lower costs means that they will spend less for servers and infrastructure. And if inference is cheaper, then the usage can skyrocket, boosting the cloud's revenue. And for such giants like AWS, who didn't build their own top-tier models, it doesn't matter if another high-quality AI model appears on the market. They can host them at lower prices and still make a lot of money. And probably even Apple will benefit on these kind of models. Apple's hardware is built for running AI models efficiently on these devices. And with smaller memory demand, it's gonna be easier than ever to run these models on Macs and iPhones. And of course, all the companies that use AI for ads and content ranking will be able to do it more effectively and cheaper, and they will benefit as well. So there you have it, DeepSeek as a new big player in the AI world, and their models forcing everyone to reconsider what is possible. So that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more content on the latest AI.